You've watched dozens of videos, heard countless motivational quotes, yet your life hasn't changed, right? You feel stuck repeating the same day, doing the same things, expecting a different result. Well, today I'm going to show you 5 habits that will explode your success, but only if you take action every single day. The problem we're solving, you're doing random hustling, no structure, no consistency. These habits bring structure, focus, and explosive results. I'm Steve Harvey, and these 5 habits changed my life when I was broke, when everyone had written me off, when the odds were stacked. I built my success one habit at a time. If you want results, not just talk, if you want people to see your life change, then you need habits that can't be ignored. Buckle up, calm your mind, and get ready. I'll lay out habits you can start tonight, and by sticking with them, watch your success erupt. Let me tell you something, discipline isn't an option, it's a requirement. You can't wait for motivation to show up like a guest. You've got to force discipline into your life until it becomes your nature. Every morning you get up, the alarm rings, and your body's saying, no, let me rest. But discipline says, get up, do it anyway. That's what separates those who dream and those who live their dreams. When I was down and out, broke, unknown, filled with doubt, I had nothing but my word to myself. I said, Steve, you will write, you will read, you will pray, you will keep moving. I never asked, will I feel like it? I asked, will I be better if I do it? And I did it. That's what discipline demands. You got to push yourself even when every cell in your body protests. You see, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Desire is the map. Sure, you want success, you want recognition, you want a life that matters. But if desire is the map, discipline is the vehicle that drives you along that road. Without it, you wander. Without it, you stay stuck. Because everyone wants to talk about dreams, but few want to live the grind behind them. And here's a secret. Discipline trains you to get comfortable doing what others quit. When people see you getting up and doing your thing, writing, studying, waking early, they think you're superhuman. But it's not magic, it's routine planted deep. The same thing day in, day out. You discipline your mind, your body, your choices. You say no to distraction, no to comfort. You sacrifice today so your tomorrow can be extraordinary. One day, those habits become your identity. You don't have to talk about being disciplined. People feel it in you. You don't wait for inspiration. You are inspiration. When the moment of choice comes, rest or push, speak or work, quit or fight, you no longer debate, you do. Discipline becomes the muscle, automatic, uncompromising. Now, I want you to ask yourself, when the alarm rings, what will you say to yourself? Will you negotiate? Will you postpone? Or will you keep your word? Rise, act, execute, because true transformation lives on the other side of discipline. Listen up. Your mindset is the foundation. Everything you do, everything you become, it begins with how you see things. If your mind is filled with doubts, I can't, I'm not enough, it's too late, then your life will reflect those thoughts. But if you begin to think bigger, yes, I can, I deserve greatness, I will push through, your habits gain fuel. The moment you change the story in your head, you change the path of your life. When I was struggling, when doors were closed, when people laughed, when bills piled up. The hardest battle wasn't outside. The toughest fight was inside my own mind. I had to convince Steve Harvey that he was worth more. I had to replace every lie I had ever believed with truth. And those truths became habits. I spoke to them. I acted on them. I lived with them. That's not a one-day shift. That's a mind renewal. Your mind will lie to you. It will tell you you are too small, too late, too far behind. But habits anchored in power, in belief, they break those lies. You begin each morning with affirmations, with bold beliefs, with declarations. This is my time. I will rise. I will deliver. And you back those words with actions. You show up even when your mind says rest. You move even when your mind whispers stop, because your reality follows your strongest thoughts, backed by action. Now imagine a person who believes deeply, I am a winner, I am worthy, I operate at excellence. That person's habits are different. Their discipline is different. Their actions are rooted in conviction. When challenges hit, they don't bend. They stand firmer. When people doubt, they don't recoil. They lean harder into the work. Their mindset is unshakable. So when you adopt these habits, we'll talk about they don't work by themselves. They thrive when your mind has fired you up. You'll hear that voice of fear, but you'll respond with the voice of promise. You'll hear the lies of failure, but you'll respond with the truths you've planted. You're not just forming habits, you're rewiring your inner world, so your outer life must follow. You want to know the secret that separates the average from the legendary. It's not some big move. It's the tiny actions you take day after day. Let me tell you something. People overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Those small habits, repeated consistently, compound into something no one can ignore. When I started, I didn't wake up doing grand, earth-shaking things. I had nothing but a pen, a little paper, and a promise to myself. So every day I wrote, every day I showed up, every day I read, studied, and prayed. There was no magic overnight, but those tiny consistent acts, one word, one page, one call, one step, they built a foundation. Over time, what seemed insignificant became unstoppable. Here's the real deal. Each small habit is like a deposit into your life's bank. You deposit $1 today, then another tomorrow. For a while, the balance seems small. But then one day, you realize your deposits have grown so big that your life is changed. That's compounding in action. Just like money earns interest, habits earn momentum. The more habits you stick to, the stronger the momentum becomes. That's the power of the compound effect. Don't sleep on small habits. People say, I'll start when I have time, when things are easy, when I feel motivated. But that's a trap. Start now, even with one push up, one page of reading, 1 minute of gratitude. If you do one thing extra today compared to yesterday, you move forward, you broke inertia, you sent a message to your mind. Oh, we don't wait, we act. And here's something most folks don't realize: small habits protect you against collapse. When life throws chaos, your big plans might break. But your small habits, they keep you afloat, because while big plans are fragile, small habits are resilient. They bend, they flex, but they don't break. You miss one day, you bounce back. You're not destroyed by circumstance. So when you hear me say, old 5 habits that'll explode your success, know this: these habits won't feel like fireworks every day. Some days they'll feel tiny, but it's those tiny acts strung together that build the kind of life people whisper about. You may not see it now. You may feel like the difference is invisible, but 1 year from now, you'll turn back and see your life is not the same. The power was in the consistency, the tiny increments done without fanfare until they became massive. I want you to imagine standing in front of a mirror every morning, not just physically, but in your mind, your goals, your habits. Do you know what you did yesterday? Do you know where you slipped? Do you know which habits you honored and which ones you ignored? Tracking your habits and holding yourself accountable is the bridge between I mean well and I succeed well. You see, most people start with great energy. They declare, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But after a week or two, enthusiasm fades. The goals blur, the discipline slips, and they drift. The ones who win, they refuse to drift. They chart their path and constantly check where they are. When I was building my own journey, I kept track, journal, calendar, notes every day. I marked what I'd done and what I'd missed. I asked, what did I do today that brought me closer? What held me back? That habit of self-examination kept me honest. When you keep no record, you live in excuses. I forgot, I was busy, I felt tired. But when you write it down, the truth stares back at you. You can't lie to it, you must confront it. Accountability is like turning on a spotlight in the dark room of your habits. Suddenly you see all the corners, the bad, the mediocre, the hidden. And once seen, you can change them. You begin to notice, like, oh, on Wednesday I slack, on weekends I drop, on nights I skip. That insight gives you power to adjust. Accountability also means confiding in someone else. Share your goals. Say to a friend, mentor, someone you respect, I'm going to do these 5 habits. I'll report to you each week. When someone else holds you to it, you feel pressure, not shame, pressure to perform. That extra push matters. But you also need to review yourself first, your internal reporting, your scorecards, your honesty. No cover-ups, no sweetening your report. Beyond that, when you track habits over time, you see patterns. You see which habit sticks, which fails. When you struggle, those patterns guide your choices. You can double down where success shows and pivot from where failure repeats. That's how growth accelerates. When success shows you clues in your own data, you no longer guess. You adjust with intention, with courage, with wisdom. And look, I want you to remember this. These 5 habits aren't just suggestions. These habits are the difference between a life that stays the same and a life that blows past every expectation. You don't need more luck. You don't need someone else's permission. You need discipline, the right mindset, small daily moves, self-review, and the grit to keep going when things get tough. You've heard what's possible. You know what it takes. The only thing left is you. Will you make that decision today to wake up, to act, to build habits that scream success? Because the moment you commit, the moment you refuse to settle, your life starts to shift. Every day you do what others won't. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you get stronger. This right here is your turning point. Don't let this video be something you watched and forgot. Let it be something you lived. Let it be something you built into your life. Let your success be loud enough that people don't need your explanation, because your life will be the testimony.